it has been a while since we have been in this configuration, but I'm going to the gym. I don't really have anything else planned today, so I'll have to look at some of the other things that have been requested for Vlogmas and see if we can talk about one of them. So I'll see you guys after the gym. Hello, I am home from the gym. One of the questions I got, I think on Instagram, was what is my skincare routine after I finish at the gym? And honestly, my routine is that I take a shower. I never go to work without taking a shower after going to the gym. Even if it's on the weekend and I'm not going to do anything else that weekend, I still take a shower because I get really, sweaty and gross, and my hair gets really gross, so I can't not take a shower. So I've showered. We had lunch actually before I took a shower, and I'm just going to get ready. So I'm just going to put some eyebrow gel in and then blow dry my hair. We are gonna go get some free fries actually, because last night the Raptors played. And if you watched one of my earlier vlogs, you'll know that whenever the Raptors get at least 12 three-pointers in a single game, you can get free medium fries at McDonald's. So we're gonna do that. The Raptors lost last night despite getting, I think, 15 or 18 threes. Anyway, free fries at McDonald's today because of the Raptors, so thank you, Raptors. And then we're gonna go to Lowe's because Bo wants to maybe score a new snowblower. We live in a subdivision now in an area that it snows sometimes in. So we currently have this electric snowblower, which is okay, but it's corded. And I can't tell you the number of times I have accidentally ran over the electrical cord with the snowblower, and then it gets entangled in the blades and it's kind of a hassle. So we're gonna get a battery powered snowblower, but cordless. So very exciting. Okay, I'm ready. This is what I am wearing. I'm wearing my Glossier Sweater. I promise this is clean. That's why I have two of them now, so that I can intermittently wash them between uses. So I'm also wearing, I'll flip you guys around so you can see. So Glossier Sweater, these are the Power Jean from Old Navy. I love these. I have them in 2 different colorways. I don't have shoes on yet, but I will be wearing some Clark's boots. I probably showed you guys those in a vlog. Okay, this is what I am wearing. This scarf is from Aritzia. It's their Wilfred brand, and it's their classic wool scarf. To be honest, for the price point, it's like 89 bucks. Probably wouldn't recommend it. I don't find it to be very soft. It creases really easily. So yeah, not really a great look. And yeah, it's a bit itchy because it's wool. So it's no cashmere, but I couldn't find a cashmere alternative in a colorway that I wanted, in the length that I wanted, at a price that wasn't $1,000 or a blanket. So for the look, I went with this, but overall I don't think it's like super great. I wouldn't run out and buy it. Leather jacket because it's kind of mild today. And then, like I said, for shoes, I'm wearing these boots, which are from Clark's. I actually really like them. They're super comfortable. We had our free fries at McDonald's, and now we're at Pier 1 and I'm looking at ornaments and just some other miscellaneous things. So we're currently at Lowe's. The Beau is doing a peruse. We came here for a snowblower, as I mentioned, I think earlier. We actually aren't at Lowe's very often recently. This year, I mean, we had our windows replaced this year, but we haven't had any like major renovations. Anyway, Lowe's is having a tax-free event, so now's kind of the best time to buy big appliances and machinery and equipment. What are your thoughts?
This one's compact. Doesn't use gas or oil. And it fits inside.
So that one's kind of like what we have. Hello, so it's been a while since we got back from Lowe's. I have just been doing errands and laundry and stuff like that. I also changed up my makeup a little bit. I just added some of the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk eyeshadow. I used that shimmer shade for the first time and I really like it. I didn't use a wet brush though, so this is just kind of it applied lightly on my lid, but I like it. I'm currently drinking a green juice The beau is on this juicing kick. He bought a juicer 2 years ago now, but we've really gotten into using it this year. So he always creates these juices. I mean, I have kind of Googled my own recipes and we've created some of the juices that I have seen, but yeah, he's really into it. So he promises this is chock full of things that I would normally not enjoy eating alone. It's good to stay hydrated with lots of vitamin C because it is flu season and I was really sick for a little bit there. I think probably the end of November, just as soon as I got back from California, I got really ill. Oh, also on a side note, I have some footage from California, not like the perfect vlog, but I do have some fun things that I did while I was there. Are you guys interested in seeing that? Maybe I'll insert it into kind of one of my vlogmas videos. Let me know. I'll actually put a poll right here, or you can leave me a comment below. Yes or no to a California vlog. So it's actually pretty good. I gotta say though, the only thing I don't like is pulp. I hate the taste of pulp. Like the flavor of this is fine, but it's just like the texture of pulp. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the green juice. We're here to talk about my perfume collection, which is right here. I have you guys set up on a tripod because that way it might be a little bit easier to show you guys my little perfume setup here. Okay, this is where I keep my perfume. This stand here is from Home Sense or Winners. I feel like probably Home Sense. It's actually really nice. It was discounted at a really good deal. I think it was only $12. But it's a steel or a metal frame, 2-tier. The base is also a mirrored finish, which I thought was cool. And this is where I keep my fragrances. So in my beauty room, I like to keep them on display. I think it's nice. Before I start, such a weird angle, I want to forewarn you guys and tell you that I'm super bad at describing scents and fragrances. So I apologize in advance. Anyway, let's start with this top row here. So I'm going to start with my OG, one of my OG fragrances. I have actually just recently repurchased this, but it was probably one of my very first fragrances that I wore. It brings me back whenever I smell it to like my 16-year-old self. But this is the DKNY Be Delicious fragrance. So this fragrance, it smells like apples, basically. It is actually really, I used to get a lot of compliments on this when I wore it, but it essentially is just like a really fruity note of apple. There is a little bit of other fragrances in there, like I feel like there's maybe some cucumber in there. It's like really fresh smelling fragrance. So this is only about 1/3 of a regular size fragrance, but I just saw it and it was only $15, so I picked it up. And yeah, it just transports me back to like 2006. And if you haven't smelled this before, you have to, because if you do really like a fruity, and I'm talking really fruity scent, you'll probably enjoy this. I used to really love the Elizabeth and James Nirvana fragrance. This is the perfume oil. I think I repurchased the actual like eau de toilette 2 or 3 times, but I haven't since, and I only have this perfume oil left. My favorite out of the Elizabeth and James fragrances is the white version. I just like it because it's, I feel like, the most feminine of them all. It's not as musky as the other ones. There's a lot of florals in there, like peony. So I think out of all of them, if you're not a huge musk person, this is the one you'd probably like best. Okay, the Lolita Lempika fragrance. I have had this fragrance for a while. As you can see, there's only a little bit left of it. My mom actually gave me this fragrance and it is really nice. It's definitely more of an autumn fragrance to me, but it does have also a very kind of florally scent to it. It is a bit strong. I find that this lasts all day long. It almost smells right off the top a bit like licorice, which is not my favorite scent, but it dries down to like a really beautiful floral finish. Look how cute this little mini Acqua Gioa fragrance is from Giorgio Armani. This, of course, is a male fragrance. What do they call male fragrances? Colognes, I guess? I feel like everyone knows about this fragrance, wears this fragrance, and this is actually the only fragrance, one of the only fragrances the beau has. He only has 1 or 2, and this is one of them. And I happen to have a mini of it because I also really enjoy this scent. I also have a little mini of the Acqua Gioa, which is the female version, but nothing is quite like the original. So the original is very, I don't know, maybe nautical. Like it has a lot of marine notes in it, and it just smells so good. There's a mix of like a citrus in there, like a bergamot, like rosemary, maybe like patchouli. I don't know. It smells really good. It lasts all day long. I'm sure you have smelled this before, but I actually really like this fragrance. Let's talk about my full-sized fragrances. I only try to buy a few fragrances at a time because they do go bad. So I don't want a whole bunch of fragrances in my collection that I know I'm not going to use, and then they'll kind of turn over time. So let's start with this. I wore this one on my wedding day, actually. It's the Diptyque Eau Rose. I picked this up specifically because I bought a candle from Diptyque that smelled exactly like this, but it was a limited edition candle. So this is definitely a rosy smell, but it's not your traditional rose. This is definitely very floral, definitely rose, but there is a little bit of like cedar and honey in there that really cuts the rose scent. So I love the scent, and sometimes I actually use this as a room spray because it brings back good memories, and I love the candle that this scent reminds me of. Then we have Chanel No. 5, but it's the Lowe version, so No. 5 Lowe. So this is supposed to be a younger, fresher, hipper version of Chanel No. 5. I think it does play to that. It's definitely a little bit more floral. It's probably the muskiest fragrance that I own, and that's not really saying much, but it's definitely a bit more floral. There is a bit of like a citrusy twist on it, which I like, because while I do like the original No. 5, it's definitely for a more mature individual, I guess. So this I think is a little bit more fun, and I've really enjoyed this. So like I said, a little bit more citrusy, like with lemon, maybe orange. It has that kind of traditional No. 5 underlying notes, but they just kind of revamped it a little bit. This next fragrance I love. One, because I bought it in Paris a couple of years ago, and two, I love the fragrance. I don't think Sabe Masson has come to Canada yet. They were supposed to, but I'm not sure that they have arrived yet. I'll have to Google that later. But this is the Sabe Masson Parisian Rhapsody fragrance. So this is actually like a unique formulation in the sense that it's not alcohol based. This is almost a combination of a liquid, cream, and oil. So you have to shake this up really well before you spray it. And I just love this scent. Again, it's definitely more floral. It has like a rosy oriental scent to it. There's a bit of orange. There is also a bit of, I feel like, vanilla and musk in this. So this is one of my favorite fragrances. I cherish it because I can't really get it very easily. I'm gonna try to spray this so you guys can see what I mean about the weird texture. So as you can see, it doesn't spray clear like typical fragrances do. Oh my gosh, I love the smell of that. Too bad there is no smell-o-vision. Okay, the last fragrance is the Glossier You. I was very skeptical about this fragrance. As I mentioned, I got this as a sample first, and then I fell in love with it. It's one of those that kind of sneak up on you. Whenever I wear this, I always get a compliment about it. People just say, you know, they don't really say, I love your fragrance. They'll just say, like, you smell good. You smell like clean and fresh, but in a good way. I'm gonna read the notes right off of my phone for this fragrance. So it is ambrette, which is supposed to be comfy and warm, ambrox, which is smooth, salty, animalistic, and musk, which is long-lasting and addictive. I don't know what any of that means. It also says that there's iris root, which is earthy, green, and woody, and then pink pepper, which is spice and sparkling. And then most of all, they really try to play up the fact that your body chemistry will play a huge role in how this smells. Also, I'm just noting how this is definitely for the right-handed person, because that's just kind of how there's a little groove in here that you're supposed to put your thumb in for when you're spraying. It doesn't quite fit as well if you are left-handed. So Just something to know. Anyway, I like this fragrance a lot. That's why I already have a backup. Okay, that is my fragrance collection. You guys will have to let me know what your favorite fragrance is right now. I tried a lot through the years, some higher end ones, some lower end ones, and I feel like my fragrance tastes change often. Like right now I'm on a huge florally and citrusy kick. You know, maybe 7-ish years ago, I was into like really musky fragrances. At that time, I would have loved fragrances like the new ones from Elizabeth and James. So I think there's one called Bourbon. I would have loved that fragrance because I used to wear fragrances like that all the time, or even the Nirvana Black. But right now I'm on this like fresh floral citrusy kick. So you guys will have to let me know if your, I guess, fragrance preferences change over time, or if you go through phases, and also what your favorite fragrance is. So I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna finish my green juice, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. Bye.